Hello and welcome to today's video. Today I'm swatching Rock Bottom from the Cuticula and Caitlin Swatches collab. It is a black jelly with a purple to blue to green shifting glass flake and hollow flakes. I caught a glimpse of gold occasionally from the flakes, but don't expect to see that one very much. I almost didn't buy this because I was worried that I already had a black polish with holo. I took this grand moral quandary to my husband, who gave me a long-suffering look and said to buy it. I like to make him complicit, especially when I know I'm violating my rules. I'm glad that I did decide to get this one. My other polish is more of a crelly, and this one is a more buildable jelly, and Rock Bottom has all the shifting flakes. I guess it's yet another comparison I can make. In the first coat, I am wildly inaccurate in my painting. Once again, I'm only saved by a cleanup brush. If you hate to see me paint badly, all I will say is at least it's humanizing. I'm not a person of unattainable perfection. You get to see me do well, and you get to see me do this badly. If the base looks vaguely brown to you, I think my pinkish skin tones are interacting with it. The flakes are mainly green in this light, but they will move over into blue. The holo shows surprisingly well here. Often my LEDs mute holo, so I thought that was notable. This polish could also be the Aurora Borealis. It can be green and blue. You could see the black jelly background as the night sky and the holo as stars. The second coat is nearly opaque. The flakes will show a little more blue now, but I have a slightly low spot on my right side. I think in the future I will wear this in 2 coats, but today I will put on a third. I will also say, now that the base is built up, it no longer looks brown. I am obsessed with a particular type of mineral called porphyry. It is a hard igneous rock that has a fine grain with larger inclusions that tend to be feldspar or quartz. Agrippa's Pantheon in Rome has some small decorative porphyry columns inside, as well as wall panels and a circle embedded in the floor. But that is red porphyry, specifically from Egypt. This polish reminds me of a black and white porphyry called andesite. The one I'm thinking of is a dark gray volcanic rock. And maybe I just love to say porphyry. It's a fun word to say. In the third coat, I definitely got opacity. I did have a little flaky that didn't want to move back from the edge of my nail. After a minute or so, when the polish had dried enough not to stick to my finger, I gently patted down that flake. Any remaining texture was going to get covered by top coat, so I wasn't concerned. There's one particular flake at the end of my finger that is showing the gold flash here and there. Maybe the next time I wear this, I will do 3 coats, but thinner coats. I'm still deciding. The polish does remind me of other minerals. That seems appropriate considering the name Rock Bottom. I'm thinking specifically of minerals for the larger flakes. First, a weird meteorite mineral called Kosmochlor that is green and black. Maybe also black and blue sodalite. Malachite and Azurite are also a possibility. I took this footage before the winter protocol began. In the sun, the holo is so plentiful that it does make it seem like the base is more of a gray, but no, it is indeed black. The flakes are mainly green to blue in almost all circumstances, but as I move over to the left, we also get an indigo shift. I've tried to find the gold in the sun, but I just don't think I'm seeing it. If it is anywhere, it's at the tip of my fingers when my hand is over to the left and lowered. This also reminds me of the black-bellied plover. I think of plovers as shorebirds, but they can be found inland where there's moisture or insects and earthworms. I've never been lucky enough to see this particular plover in person. Hopefully someday. In the shade, I think we get a small amount of gold along with the green and blue. As I raise my fingers, you do also see more of that indigo. I think this is one of those cases where me raising and lowering my fingers shows the changes better than moving left and right. The exception is the gold, which I think is strongest when I'm over to the right. Because we're in overcast conditions, the holo is really just silver flecks. But that is perfectly normal for holo. To my eye, it looks like I'm wearing a matte top coat, but I'm not. I have no idea why it looks that way to me. If you combine this polish with a pink and an orange, you could mimic the spotted Mandarin fish. They look like a claymation studio came up with their body concept. I see Wallace and Gromit. Indoors, I again chose the footage that shows both the light from the window and the artificial light. On the right, at the window, we get green and blue. The indigo shows up when I raise my fingers. And as I move around to my left and the artificial light, I think we get more green and a bit of teal and gold. The gold is the most difficult to see. The holo is showing up really well in this footage. Normally, holo doesn't show up that well in my artificial lights, but I'm seeing some colorful sparkle when I raise my fingers. It's small, but it's there. And that is all for today. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe so I can assemble the last components of my homemade wooden flying machine that I will use to get premium parking on the roof of my local mall. Please enjoy a clip of my little red squirrel curious to know what I'm doing.
Hello, little squirrely. What are you doing? I know. What am I supposed to do with you?